I actually want to go over to Patricia Franco. Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good. Who's here with you today?
My sister and my brother and my aunt.
Oh, perfect. And first of all, did your mom depart here in this world?
Yes.
Because right away I kept hearing, I'm the mother, they're here for me. And she's so excited to speak to you all. And this is why I love doing the events like this, is that when I see you on the screen, your loved ones in spirit are there as well. And that place that's empty don't sit over there, sir, your mother's right there. That empty place on the couch, that's where your mother is. Because she's sitting there and she's like, she goes, I've been sitting here this whole time waiting for you to connect with me and waiting for you to talk to me. She goes, don't you know that I'm here? Your brother was saying, I'm going to shit my pants. He goes, if my and says that I'm here. Because he was a skeptic before he came here today. And your mother's saying to you, listen, she goes, I want you to know that I'm here. She goes, and now that I died, she goes, I can see, she goes, everything that you guys did, everything that you guys hid from me here in this world, she's telling me.
Oh my God.
Because your mom tells me at the end, she was like immobile. She was unable to do things for herself. So she shows me her not being able to drive, her not being able to go places. And she tells me that she relied on all of you. She goes, it was like driving Miss Daisy. Like you all took turns going and driving your mother around and bringing her to different places. Do you understand that?
Yes.
She's telling me about your brother getting into trouble.
Yeah, I have 3 brothers. This is only one that's here, but they've all been in trouble.
But wait a minute, did one of them get arrested?
Oh. A couple of times.
Yeah, like a couple of
times.
Well, there are a couple of them, yes, like
Yeah.
once or twice, maybe.
Uzi. I love how they're afraid to talk about this. Like, listen, your mother already knows. This is public. She told me there was a while where she didn't know. Like, she couldn't talk to her son for a while, and he was in jail, and she didn't know that.
Oh.
So everybody's scrambling around. She goes, and I knew that there was something happening. She goes, because they used to make up different stories because they didn't want to get me nervous or tell me what had happened. She says, but she knows that he got in trouble and he was in jail for something. And she tells me you were getting into an altercation with his girlfriend. She's telling me.
Oh.
That might have been me. I got a many altercations.
It might have been him.
Wait, how do you connect with that?
Well, I was living in Vegas at the time when my mother passed, and me and my ex were having problems, stuff like that.
So no, it's her way of just acknowledging that, because your mother's like, oh my God. She goes, thank God I didn't know about this when I was here. She goes, my kids chose what they told me. She goes, it's like I was watching a PG-13 movie. She goes, everything was bleeped out and filtered. She goes, I never really knew what was going on in their life or the difficulties that were happening. She goes, I knew things were going on. She goes, but nobody wanted to make me nervous. And your mother's like, it was like a game of telephone. They all used to call one another and say, oh, don't tell mom, you're going to make mom sick. Don't tell mom, you're going to get mom all nervous. But what's funny is that when your loved ones go to the other side, they can see what really happened. They can see what really took place and what really happens within your life. And your mom's coming through and saying that. She says, I want to thank you. She says, for loving me, for caring for me. She says, for everything that you did for me here in this world. She says, and I want you to know, she says, that I had the best family that there was. Because she tells me that when she got sick, there was a birthday party. You had a birthday party for her.
Her birthday was in October, and we went to a restaurant. That was like her last, that was her last time that we were able to be together, because she got sick in November, the beginning of November. Okay. After.
So she was sick beforehand, she just didn't know it.
Yeah, like we didn't know the extent of it until she went into the hospital and we found out everything that had been, she had been complaining about her legs hurting for the longest time. And that's why she wasn't driving anymore.
So you planned that birthday for her. Your mother had that birthday, then she got sick right after and went to the hospital, correct?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
That makes sense with what I'm seeing. She showed me the birthday party, and she shows me her being in the hospital, which is her way of just acknowledging. Because Spirit, listen, I don't know your life. I don't Google this shit. I don't check to make sure how would I know you were fighting with your wife in Vegas or girlfriend in Vegas? Who's in jail? This one's here. This one's kicking their ass. I don't know what the hell happened. But know that one of the things is that this is her way of acknowledging and letting you know that birthday that she had was the best time of her life. She says, we all got to be together. She says, well, I was still healthy. And she shows me that you all have pictures from that day. You have pictures from your mother's birthday and everyone being together. And she tells me that was the last family photo because everybody was on the side of one another and taking this big family photo with your mother. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
And she looked so beautiful in that picture because she's all dressed up when I'm connecting with her. And her hair was set. She goes, my kids made sure my hair was perfect and my makeup was done perfect. She goes, here I was. And your mother's funny. She's like bragging to me. She goes, I was like Queen Elizabeth. She's like sitting there. She goes, with my family all behind me. She goes, they had this place for me to sit like a little throne, she's telling me. And she says to me, those were the best moments of my life. She says, so even though that I passed afterwards, she says, she goes, I truly felt that God gave me that time to be with you. She says, and to have that last goodbye and to have that loving experience with all of you. There's one other thing that I have to go to. Can I go over to your brother over there? Sir, can I just let you know that your mother is telling me that you kept her prayer card in your wallet for the longest time. Is that correct?
That's correct. I have it right here in my hand. She gave it to me when I moved to Las Vegas 10 years ago.
Because your mother said to me, she goes, Matt, she goes, my son said, if this is real, you'll talk about the prayer card. And if it's bullshit, he won't bring it up. So when you sat there and you had that prayer card out of view and you were holding on to that and you were talking to your mother, know that she heard that. Because you were testing me. You said, if this is real, she'll talk about this card. If not, then she won't say shit.
That is true. That is so true.
If your mother knows about that prayer card and knows that you were holding it and keeping it out of sight of me, your mom wants you to believe in heaven and start believing in the other side. She says, because I taught you that when I was here. She says, and even though you're so sad about my passing, she goes, I want you to know that I am with you, that I am watching over you, and that I am safe and at peace. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm also hearing Rose. Who's Rose?
My aunt. She's hiding.
She's hiding.
You're hiding. Get the hell in camera. What are you doing? She's saying, can you let Rose know that I'm here? Can you let Rose know? How freaky is that?
That's her sister. That's her sister, yeah.
Ma'am, did you just poop your pants over there? Can I check? Can someone pull it? Put her on camera. Let me check. I'm kidding. Stay where you are. No, that's your sister's way of letting you know that she's here because she tells me that, you miss cooking with her and making recipes with her. She says, and being in the kitchen with her, she says, please let my sister know that I'm watching over her every day. She tells me that you just had a health scare, that there was a health scare that had happened. And your sister's saying, don't worry about your health. Everything's going to be okay. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because she shows me you going back and forth to doctors and your mom saying, it's all going to be okay. I'm there and I'm with you. I'm watching over you. Know that when you've been praying to God, it's your sister's way of letting you know that she's also watching over you. She hears your prayers. She says, and I am watching over this whole entire family. She says, I love you. I'm with you. And I am safe and at peace.
Thank you.
I really, really hope truly that this message helped your family today.
Thank you. Thank you
It
so
has
much.
a lot. Thank you so much.
Because I know how hard it is to sit there without your mom being there. Because she was such a big support system for all of you.
Yeah.
But your mom says to me, the next time you're all together, just like you are now, she says, I want you to know to save a spot for me. She says, because I will be sitting with you in spirit. She says, this is validation that there is heaven. I am there. She says, and I never want you to question or to think that my soul isn't with you. She says, I love you all so much, and I'm going to leave you with that.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here today with me.